sponsored by Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com, definitely worth the click. And by Sonic, America's drive-in. It's new, it's better. It's the new Sonic Good. Let's go Bucks.
Welcome to Toronto, the Rogers Center. Game one of a three-game set between the Pirates and the Toronto Blue Jays. Lyle Overbay, 5 years of Jay at first base, and now he is back playing against his old teammates. The former Pirate, Jose Bautista. Take a look at the Toyota lineup put out by Clint Hurdle against left-hander Jojo Reyes tonight. Leading off, Alex Presley, his 2011 debut. Chase Darno will bat second. Neil Walker hitting third. McCutchen batting cleanup tonight. Then Overbay. Diaz is the designated hitter. Garrett Jones heading toward the bottom of the order. Ronnie Cedeno and Michael McHenry, the catcher, batting ninth against Jojo Reyes.
Left-hander. Not a bad ERA for this ballpark, 4.34, but just the 3 wins, the 6 losses we mentioned in the open. 28 consecutive starts without a win, but since then he's won 3 of his last 5. Opponent average up at 287, so hopefully the Bucks will get on him early.
Here is Alex Presley. Last year, a September call-up at 261 in 19 games with the Pirates. But now a little bit different. You're playing and leading off for a team that is in the hunt here in late June. Trying to start the night just 4 games back in the Central. And Alex takes a strike. Presley was hitting .336 in AAA Indy. 8 homers and 36 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. 2010 Minor League Player of the Year. 136 games at .320. Drove in 85 runs. Behind a ball and 2 strikes. So it'll be Presley with Chase Darno on deck. Darno now in his 4th major league game.
We'll have 3 guys when you mix in McHenry hitting 9th, and Presley and Darno all looking for their first big league RBI.
Down to first, and Adam Lind wins the foot race to the bag. A lot closer than I think Lind thought that was going to be. So a little bit of an example of the speed that Alex Presley can bring to this lineup.
You better be careful. I can't take anything for granted. Very close play over there at first. I think he was looking to flip that ball to Reyes. Reyes pulled up. Presley didn't pull up.
So Presley 0 for 1. And now Chase Darno hitting .250 in his very young major league career. Swings and misses. Strike 1.
Another man with pretty good wheels. Chase Darno. Certainly can't take anything for granted. He'll be going hard down the line with above average speed.
He's behind 0-2. Chase's first big league hit was a triple against Boston on Friday night. The first Bucko to get his first major league hit. That was a triple since Chance Sanford did it a number of years back. Time is called. You played with Chance?
Did not.
No. Yeah, Chase's brother Travis currently in New Hampshire in the Eastern League. And Darno down on strikes looking. Let's check out John Wayner's tips to win, brought to you by Rivers Casino.
Well, this team, this Toronto Blue Jays squad, can swing it, and so you're going to have to. 2-1 games I don't think are going to happen here at this ballpark. So I think we got a slug. Hopefully, when Joey bats, gets to the plate, no one will be on base because he can change the game with one swing. And Kevin Correa got to keep it out of the air.
Neil Walker takes strike one.
The ball travels extremely well here. And this team swings for the fences.
Walker, switch hitter, batting right-handed against the lefty Reyes. In the dirt. Reyes, 26 years of age, from Riverside, California. Started last season with the Atlanta Braves. And ended up pitching in Double-A in the Toronto organization. Neil behind, a ball and 2 strikes, 2 down in the opening frame here in Toronto.
Early on, Reyes pretty much coming right at the top of the lineup with fastballs, and he's been up in the zone for the most part.
Reyes 1-2 pitch. 2-2.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a backdoor cutter. See the catcher Aaron Sebia put down the 3, but missing badly.
JP Arancibia, rookie. 3-2 now to Walker. Talked to Neil earlier today about playing on the turf. I said, when's the last time you did? He had to think for a minute. He said, you know, the last time I played on turf was when I was playing football at Pine Richland High School. Never played a baseball game on turf. Payoff. Swung on and missed. Reyes gets the Pirates in order in the top half of the first inning. Kevin Correa coming out to pitch now. He'll face this Blue Jays lineup. Escobar leads off. Bautista right there in the middle along with Adam Lind. They've been getting a lot of production out of their 3-4 spots. Corey Patterson in center field. Encarnacion, the designated hitter, batting 8th. JP Arancibia, the rookie catcher, hitting 9th against Kevin Correa.
And you mentioned looking for win number 10 on the year, number 8 on the road, 2.34 ERA on the road. For whatever reason, he's just been locked in. The location, the execution, so much better away from PNC Park.
Is tied to Yunel Escobar. Escobar, former Atlanta Brave, came over in the trade with JoJo Reyes last season. Alex Gonzalez, shortstop, going the other way, along with 2 other players. 3-for-2 deal. 2 balls and no strikes to Yunel Escobar, 276 hitter. Up in the air, deep to right center field. McCutchen trying to find it. He's got it on the track, so a deep out to start the game for Yunel Escobar. Behind Kevin Correa defensively, just saw McCutchen make the first out. Presley starting in left field, Jones in right. Darno and Cedeno the left side of the infield. Walker and Overbay on the right side. And Michael McHenry doing the catching. Alex Presley getting his first dose of Rogers Center.
What I liked about that long fly into right center field, Alex Presley was just about in the infield, backing up, doing what he was taught to do. The opposite fielder, obviously Garrett Jones and Andrew McCutchen chasing that ball into right center. It's the off fielder. He has nothing to do but to come in. You never know if a ball might get away or get into a rundown.
Foul tip into the glove of McHenry. Eric Thames behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's hustling all the way once that ball was hit.
1-2 from Correa. In the dirt, blocked by McHenry. 2-2 to Eric Thames, 294 hitter, no homers and 4 runs batted in. A little bit windy tonight here in Toronto. This one to center field. Long run for McCutchen. He calls off Presley. 2 down for Toronto in the first. Thames is gone, and here is Jose Bautista. Bautista playing third base tonight. He's been playing left field, but there has been a change of plans, at least for the time being, for Toronto at the hot corner. Bautista goes back to the position that he had played in the past. Look at those numbers, 23 home runs. Leading baseball in that category.
You see that OPS too. I think he was about in the middle of May where he was still over 1,300, which is ridiculous.
One ball, two strikes to Bautista. Jose leads the majors in a lot of categories right now, including walks with 65. Correa coming after him. 2-ball, 1-strike pitch. That's low. 3-1.
He's always been a pretty patient hitter. Doesn't chase a whole lot. Has the power to go out from the right field line to the left field line. Anywhere in between.
Popped him up. And Andrew McCutchen will take care of it. So, three of a kind, all to center field. We'll go to the second, scoreless in Toronto.
Sports is sponsored by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
Our Day Automotive key matchup of the day as Andrew McCutchen gets set to stand in against Jojo Reyes. And takes a strike. Our key matchups. McCutchen versus left-handed pitching. 333. And Edwin Encarnacion against Kevin Correa has got good numbers against him. McCutchen with 3 home runs and 11 runs batted in against lefties this year. Pirates have done okay against left-handers. 13-8 in games started by an opposing lefty this season. 5-2 on the road.
Late swing there from Andrew. I think surprised a bit by the velocity.
Way up and in. 2-2 to Kutch.
Andrew looks like he picked this up late, not that far in. As you see, it kind of leaning out over the plate. It's certainly uncomfortable up there.
2-2 in the air to left. Juan Rivera makes the catch. 1 down. Pirates had 2 men strike out in the top of the first. Chase Darno and Neil Walker.
There's your strike zone presented by Range Resources. The fastball on the corner to Darno. The 3-2 changeup to Neil Walker. Reyes on his game early. 4 up, 4 down.
Well, McCutchen is gone. And Lyle Overbay at the plate. And you know what? Not the reception he expected to get here. A lot of cheers for Lyle. He expected the opposite. Talked to him about it maybe a month or so ago, sitting in the clubhouse at PNC Park, and he said if they booed Marco Scutaro when he came back here, he goes, they're definitely going to boo me, but they didn't. For 5 years, the first baseman here, and known certainly for his bat, but his glove. At .266 lifetime at Rogers Center. 0-2 pitch. And he strikes out looking. Third strikeout for Jojo Reyes.
I think the velocity is catching the Pirate hitters off guard. Again, the strike zone presented by Range Resources shows that's catching a lot of the plate. That fastball just freezing Lyle. It's almost like when he got that front foot down, the ball was already there in the hitting zone. Couldn't pull the trigger.
Matt Diaz is the designated hitter. Again, catching a lot of the plate is Reyes.
It's not like he's got this pinpoint control down in the zone working the corners. You know, he's thrown some pitches that appear just, if you're watching on your monitor, that you know, they're pretty good pitches out over the plate. But, Pirate hitters just not timing it up.
Remember, this is the same guy that won 28 starts in between wins, which is the longest stretch in big league history, tied with Matt Keogh of Oakland, 78 and 79. Cliff Curtis of Boston in 1910, 1911. JoJo Reyes, all with 28 starts between wins.
He does have a career start against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Gave up 7 hits, 5 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings. Got the loss back on April 18th, 2009.
JoJo Reyes, 6'2", 230. Born in West Covina, California. Still a Southern Californian from Riverside. He has been known to give up the long ball, too. There's a base hit. Matt Diaz reaching on a 2-out single. Going the other way. He does that quite often, going to right field, especially against left-handed pitching.
And the breaking ball. So obviously, you're down earlier, that front foot. Your hands are back sooner. So you got a little more time to react to it, and he left it up. And you'll see on this turf, watch the ball scoot. You're going to get over there and cut it off. There's no grass out there to slow the ball down.
Well, you played a lot of games on turf, but not this kind of turf. This is a little different.
Yeah, played a few on this type. Up here, you get close up, it looks like there's little blades of grass. Not as bouncy as the old AstroTurf. See, it looks like grass.
1-0 to Jones. Foul back. Just off to our left. Yeah, this is the last remaining ballpark that's got just the infield cutouts around the bases. And even though they've got turf in Tampa, they have the entire infield in clay there. But this was the last one with the cutouts. The Metrodome, the last one prior to that. We closed that one in interleague play 2 seasons ago.
And what I always worried about were the cuts. The cuts around the bases, especially playing third base. You're always afraid the ball's going to hit right there on the cut, kind of where the dirt meets the artificial turf. Could take a wicked hop on you, on that seam.
2-1 and Jones hits one down to the first baseman Lind, who will take care of it. Pirates are done in the second. The run's a hit. 1 man left. Scoreless in Toronto.
To get breaks on it, they need to let balls hit to gauge the bounce. Our infielders need obviously to get some extensive early work, more grounders than they normally would at home, to get a feel for the roll, also the bounce throws in, all that.
Clint Hurdle talking prior to the game about playing on AstroTurf, which is something the Pirates have yet to do this season. And this will be the only time they'll do it all season long during this 3-game stretch. Adam Lind, first baseman, standing in with a .314 average. He was reinstated from the disabled list earlier this month on the 4th of June. And really been tearing it up since then. Over 22 games since being reinstated from the DL, hitting .317 with 9 home runs and 22 runs batted in.
Pretty much an RBI a game. You're being pretty productive. You can drive in one per contest.
1-2 pitch hammered down the right field side. Jones will play the carom off the wall and hold him to a single. One of those bounces that Clint was talking about.
Yep, and how often do you see that? A line drive, as you see the pitch, brought to you by Range Resources. Tomahawks that pitch up in the zone, and watch how quickly this ball gets to the wall. Very rarely do you see a guy held to a single on a ball that goes over the first baseman's head to the wall. But the turf got the ball out there quickly. Here, Jones got to it quickly.
Here's Juan Rivera, left fielder. Swing and a miss. Rivera from Venezuela, 32 years of age. He has been around. Came up with the Yankees Made his major league debut with them in 2001 after signing with them in the Dominican League in 1996. Played in the Venezuelan League in '97. Not only has he been a Yankee, he's also been a Montreal Expo 2004. And with the Angels, and now here in Toronto.
Is this the guy that borrowed Derek Jeter's glove? Forgot to return it?
He just sort of borrowed it.
I remember him for that probably more than anything else, because he's kind of a talented kid that's really never had that breakout year.
And Jeter today running the bases on his way back from injury. Got his glove under lock and key, probably.
6 hits away, right? 3,000?
Yes.
The calf strain.
But nobody out. Lind at first base, stretched by Correa on the pitch. And Rivera strikes out. Right down the middle, Rivera took it. First strikeout for Correa.
Once again, a fastball right on the edge. Perfectly placed. Perhaps Rivera looking soft.
So Michael McHenry kind of subtly jumped to the outside part of the plate to set himself up. Aaron Hill, 0-1. McHenry's done a nice job receiving, don't you think?
Everything looks so soft, smooth. You don't see a whole lot of movement. And he catches it and sticks it.
Foul down the right side, and that will go into the seats. Saw some Bucco fans here. Saw a lot of Pittsburgh fans walking around downtown today.
By the way, it wasn't Juan Rivera.
Was it Ruben?
I think
Ruben Rivera.
I think it was Ruben.
Yeah, you're right. It was Ruben. And a broken bat comebacker. Could be two. Thrown over the bag. Cedeno's got it. There it is. The double play. A nice pick by Overbay to end it. With a twin kill. It does end the Blue Jays in the second. Pirates and Blue Jays game one. So a broken bat comebacker from Aaron Hill started the double play.
Kevin Correa with that late movement, the little cutter off the end of the bat, breaks the bat, sets up a lob toss to Cedeno. And Ronnie takes it from there.
Jojo Reyes will face Cedeno here to start the third. Ronnie, the 8-hitter in the order tonight. Michael McHenry batting in the 9th spot. Then the Pirates will turn the order over, and Alex Presley will get his second at bat. Pop back and out of play. Yeah, we're just talking about Ruben Rivera and the Derek Jeter glove thing. We're talking about Juan Rivera. But Ruben Rivera, if I remember right, the Padres had the rights to Hideki Irabu, who's going to be the next great pitcher out of Japan. And Rivera was involved in a deal that sent Irabu, I believe, to the Yankees. And he was supposed to be the next five-tool guy, you know, the guy. It didn't really turn out that way for Ruben. There's a flare to right field. A lot of topspin on that ball. It bounces in for a single. Ruben bounced around a little bit.
Another ball off the end of the bat. Difference here at contact. Ronnie's inside the ball. You'll see the hands are inside the barrel of the bat. Lobbed it in there perfectly in front of the right fielder Thames.
Leadoff single for Cedeno. See if the Pirates can get something going here in the third. Michael McHenry at 206. Didn't play on Sunday against Boston. Eric Fryer made his major league debut. Last time out for McHenry was Saturday night. Took an 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. But on Friday, singled and scored and went 1 for 3. Started 5 of the last 6 games behind the plate. Ball one low. It's the third organization he's been with in a year. Then with Colorado and Boston and now Pittsburgh all in this calendar year.
Sure, he's happier here.
I would think so.
And he's doing a nice job.
He was the 6th of 7 catchers the Pirates have used this season. First time the Pirates have used 7 since 1953 when they used 8. Pirates hope they don't have to use 8.
Certainly has been solid behind the plate. Definitely not overwhelmed by the situation. The guy just goes out. You see Eric Fryer having fun, just playing a game that he loves and doing what he can with the bat in his hands.
2-0 pitch. We'll wait as Reyes throws to first. Cedeno back.
I mentioned earlier, still searching for that first RBI. Good count here. Get geared up for a fastball.
Fouls are back. 2-1.
I think bottom of the lineup. A guy with some decent speed and Cedeno. McHenry with the bat. Figuring 2-0 count was a good count to get a strike. 2-1. You figure he's going to get a strike. You think maybe hit and run. So much tougher against a left-handed pitcher.
This one's hammered foul and out of play. Upper deck shot.
A little thump in the barrel. Mike McHenry got a change up, got out in front a bit. But it's so tough to try to hit and run against a left-handed pitcher, against especially a guy like Reyes. It's so quick to the plate. Barely picks that right leg up as he delivers. So you can't get much of a jump anyhow, so you're not really going to move the infielder that much.
Ball does seem to carry well in this park.
Yeah, and it's pretty shallow too, especially straightaway left and right. Average dimensions when you get into the gaps and straightaway center, 400 to straightaway, 375 to each gap.
2-2, and McHenry foul tips it into the glove of Arancibia. He goes down on strikes.
Take a look at it. Strike zone by Range Resources, well up and out. McHenry caught chasing.
High fastball looks big, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, certain pitchers, based on their release point, it's more inviting than others. There's been guys over the years that could just live up there at the letters, and you just can't lay off it. It looks so good coming in.
Alex Presley takes strike one. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out to Adam Lind at first base to start the ball game, and it was a foot race to the bag that he nearly won. Presley telling me before the game that likes to go for the opposite field gap. Pitch outside, low. 1-1.
I was impressed just in watching him when he came up last year, just his batting practice, and it was so professional the way he worked the ball around the field and the pop in the bat. Ball will carry. He's not a very big guy, but when he gets a hold of it, gets some backspin, he can hit it out of the park. He can bunt. An excellent bunter.
Sebia setting up way outside for this pitch. That's where it goes. 2-1 strike count to Presley. Out of Ole Miss. It's an Ole Miss Rebel. Well, maybe last year when he won the Minor League Player of the Year award at the beginning of the season, I don't think anybody really would have tabbed him. But just started playing baseball the way that he did. Opened everybody's eyes.
He's worked his way through the system. He's hit at every level. That's another thing. I mean, you tip your cap to the Pirates as far as you lose a guy like Jose Tabata, hopefully just for a couple of weeks. But Presley was probably going to be here in Toronto anyhow. But to have a guy that's ready.
Cedeno had a nice jump on Reyes that time.
Got off to a good start there. The depth overall. You look at this roster. Who's in the bullpen? Who's on the bench? Who's getting playing time? And the Bucks continue to win ball games.
2-ball, 2-strike pitch coming. Here it is. It's inside and high. 3-2. Full count. 1 out. Chase Darno, the on-deck hitter. For Ronnie Cedeno to be on the move with this pitch is Alex Presley looking for some contact. His first big league hit of 2011. Presley waits for JoJo Reyes. The payoff. Hit well to right field. This ball is carrying, and it is gone. A 2-run home run for Alex Presley. In his first game this season, and the Pirates jump out in front 2-0.
There's that backspin. Alex Presley, I don't even think he hit this ball all that well, but he just gets through it so well. It takes off and just keeps carrying. And not a big man, but got some big thump in that bat.
I think his teammates appreciate that.
Wow, yeah. Again, this team's been doing it all year long. Jose Tabata goes down. Presley, again, would have been up here if Jose didn't get hurt, but second at bat, home run.
First career home run. And it comes here in Toronto to give the Pirates a 2-0 lead in game 1 of this 3-game set. Drives in his first career big league run.
He won't even have to give up anything to get the ball, I don't think. I think it stayed bounced back into the Pirates bullpen, so
it's out there for safekeeping, but it will delay the authentication process, which seems to be an interesting story these days, how quickly those things get the holographic sticker on them. Chase Darno got his.
Let's look at the replay here. A hanging breaking ball, and he did. He hit that off the end of the bat a little bit. He wasn't sure when he hit it.
Darno takes a strike. 3-1. Well, hopefully that's the first of a bunch of them.
No doubt.
And Darno walks. Another base runner aboard with 1 out.
And strike zone brought to you by Range Resources. Up middle of the plate. Quick hands. Look how effortless. Just handsy. I mean, the head doesn't move. Just whips that bat through the zone. High, towering shot into the net.
That'll make you thirsty, hitting the ball that far. Neil Walker's turn. Chase Darno struck out first time up, now on board with a base on balls. Walker, who struck out to end the first. The first pitch with Darno on the run. Arancibia throws down, and that's into center field. And a stolen base for Chase Darno.
He can run. He's not a small guy. I mean, you got a little guy in Presley hit the ball at the ballpark. Got a big guy in Darno. They can run like a little guy. Big jump. No chance. Perfect throw doesn't get him. He just couldn't pick the ball up. Otherwise, may have ended up on third.
First major league stolen base. A couple of firsts this inning. Two balls, no strikes to Neal. He gets ahead of JoJo Reyes. Talked about Reyes being susceptible to giving up home runs. He's given up 2 home runs in each of his last 2 starts. One already here early in the game in the top half of the third. And JoJo Reyes will get a visit.
Look, the first time through the lineup, easily his best pitch was his fastball. Really getting on hitters. He struck out 4 of the first 9. There wasn't a whole lot of good swings against him. Diaz had a base hit, a hard base hit on the breaking ball. Cedeno, a little bloop hit. The breaking ball, I think that the hitters have seen a little better as far as getting the foot down, getting in a better hitting position sooner.
2-0 to Neil Walker from JoJo Reyes coming with d'Arnaud in scoring position. Neil with 50 runs batted in on the season so far. 2-1. Neil, who has been so dependable this season in terms of driving in runs. Lately, over the last 10 games coming into action tonight, 7 for his last 37. That's 189. So looking to change that trend. D'Arnaud off second. Reyes looks at him. Now comes to the plate. And Walker goes the other way, but that'll be out of play. Our Barrel Automotive League leaders stack. Most runs batted in on the road in the National League. Neil Walker in the top 5 with 29. Matt Kemp leading all National Leaguers with 33. Barrel Automotive, definitely worth the click at barrel.com. 2-2 popped up right side. Aaron Hill makes the catch. 2 men out for the Pirates in the top half of the third inning. Neal's 0 for 2.
Sorry, Tim. Again, the fastball. Neal got a few of them to swing at there. He was unable to catch up. Tied up. Fastball in the hands.
Reyes will now face Andrew McCutchen. Fly to left in the second inning to start things that inning. He has been hitting left-handers very, very well. Throw down to second base, and d'Arnaud gets back. The ball goes into center field, and d'Arnaud can trot over to third. An error on J.P. Arancibia.
I've never been a big fan of this play. Doesn't matter home, road. If it's a Pirate player and opposing player, it just really doesn't make much sense. There's no play there. There's usually a sign between the catcher and the middle infielder, so the middle infielder has to vacate his position.
1-0 pitch is hit down the right side, and it is caught. Wow, how about that? Aaron Hill. But Alex Presley taking care of business, driving in 2 runs with his first major league home run. Pirates 2, Blue Jays nothing. The Pirates on top. Corey Patterson facing Kevin Correa, bottom of the third inning, takes a strike. Patterson, a .263 hitter. He has hit 5 home runs this year, driven in 30. Pops this one up shallow left field. Cedeno has a beat on it. And there is one out. Well, one of the most beloved Toronto Blue Jays was back to throw out the first pitch here tonight. None other than Joe Carter. And he fired it just a little bit outside. But nonetheless, they love Joe Carter here in Toronto. Back-to-back World Series. 92 and 93. Visiting with Nick Leyva earlier today. Edwin Encarnacion at the plate right now.
Figured that Joe Carter walk off. Hard to think or not to think of Bill Mazeroski.
Lacey Collins is with Joe right now.
Tim, that's a great question. In Pittsburgh, Bill Mazeroski is known for one of the most famous home runs hit in baseball history. But you hit a pretty famous one too, right?
Yeah, you know what? It just goes to show if you close your eyes and swing hard, sometimes good things can happen. No, you know, to do something like that in a World Series, something that's only been done twice in the history of the game, and the first time was the year I was born, 1960. So I was happy to oblige. It was a great moment for baseball, and it was a great moment for myself.
What brings you to Toronto tonight?
Well, right now we're having a huge event. I have a foundation that we're doing. We're raising having a golf tournament tomorrow. Raise a lot of money for the Children's Aid Foundation. So I've got about 25 of the biggest stars here, and Julius Erving, Charles Barkley, Ozzie Smith, Bo Jackson. So we're coming to have a good time, play a little golf, have some fun, raise some money.
All right, now maybe not as famous as your home run, but Edwin Encarnacion putting it out in left field.
Well, you know what? He didn't come to the same spot I hit mine, but a little bit less dramatic. But hey, we'll take it because they put us ahead now.
All right, thanks, Joe. Back to you guys.
That's what I was thinking. It was right in the same area where Carter hit his.
Yep, but he didn't seem as excited as Joe was. As the legs were pumping, the arms were going as Joe Carter ended the series against the Phils.
So it's now a 2-1 game. Solo home run from Encarnacion, his fourth. And this ballpark can play home run derby.
Ball takes off.
All you got to do is hit it 100 meters.
And that was a breaking ball. Actually down out of the strike zone. Encarnacion goes and gets it. A little farther than Joe's.
Kevin Correa giving up the long ball, but still with a lead at 2-1. Arancibia, the number 9 hitter. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. This team hits a lot of home runs.
Just in their lineup alone, they got 75.
88 total now after Encarnacion's home run.
Well, their lineup now has 76.
And just another note about interleague play. Since the start of the 2010 season, the Jays lead interleague play now with 41 home runs. Two and two to Arancibia. John Farrell, the new manager here this year. Former pitching coach in Boston. 3-2.
I don't know if he has the same offensive philosophy as the former skipper, Cito Gaston. He seemed to just want him to let it go, let it rip, swing for the fences.
Why not? They're not that far away. This is one of the few symmetrical ballparks remaining, too. The newer ones with nooks and crannies. This one symmetrical all the way around. 328 down the lines, 375 to the alleys, 400 to dead center.
And when you look from the line to the gap, too, the fence goes straight across. You know, back at the old cookie cutter stadiums, I mean, you had the arc. The fence was, you know, a little deeper as you went around. So straight away plays even a little more shallow.
JP Arancibia batting with 1 out. Corey Patterson made the first out, popping up to Cedeno, then the Encarnacion home run. Arancibia battling with Correa.
Getting a lot of fastballs. And Not being able to barrel him up. A little late. But getting the Correa pitch count up.
Again, the 3-2. Club foul. JP Arencibia has done a nice job with 11 home runs, and this pitch coming up will be the 11th pitch of the at bat. He'll get an even dozen now. Somebody's got to win this battle.
Yep, and right off the end of the bat with the cutter. See some of the foul ball marks on the barrel of that bat.
Got him. So Correa wins the battle. Arencibia strikes out, but a well-earned strikeout. That's strikeout number 2 for Kevin.
The majority of the fastballs were away. Decides to come inside. And inside for a strike. Right on the edge. And again, Arencibia a bit late.
Back to the top of the order, Yunel Escobar. He flied out deep to right center field. Andrew McCutchen caught up to it on the warning track. He got the good part of the bat on the baseball his first time up. Not known as a home run hitter, but he's got 8 of them. Two out, nobody on for the Jays. Strike call. 1-1. Well, if you'd like to watch the scoreboard, good one to watch in New York as the Yankees are pounding Milwaukee in the second inning, 7-0. Up in the air to right, fairly deep, but playable for Garrett Jones. And Jones records the out. A 21 pitch inning. It's 2-1. Pittsburgh.
Ball on Root Sports is sponsored by Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks.
Top of the 4th inning at Rogers Center with Lacey Collins and John Wehner. I'm Tim Everett. Pirates a 2-1 lead. Lyle Overbay will lead off. Matt Diaz and Garrett Jones to follow. Home runs have been the story tonight. Alex Presley, his first major league long ball, drives in 2 for the Bucks. And the counterpunch was thrown by the designated hitter Edwin Encarnacion. He got a solo shot, and Overbay leads the inning off with a base hit. Nice stroke.
Short, quick swing. You're talking about him not getting boos. Got a little couple boos that time.
Time for tonight's trivia question, brought to you by AT&T Mobility. Let's look at this one. In 2010, Jose Bautista became the 4th player in history to record 35 or more doubles, 50 or more homers, and 100 or more walks. Who were the other 3 players? Keep in mind, it's been done 5 times, twice by the same player. Go back over the history of baseball. Think about that. Diaz looping one to right center field. It's going to get down, and it bounces past the Toronto outfielders. Lyle Overbay is going to get waved home. Patterson picking it up at the wall, and in with a triple is Matt Diaz, and the Pirates lead it 3-1.
Beautiful. Matt Diaz just serve it out there, and you mentioned, and Clint Hurdle talked about knowing how to play it off the turf. Well, you know, the center fielder here, Patterson, has to be behind Thames and right. He wasn't making an attempt at the ball, and he just kind of stood there and watched. You're going to be backing up here, and he didn't. So the Pirates take advantage. Diaz, a triple, chasing home Overbay, and the Pirates back to a 2-run lead.
And Diaz first triple of the season. Garrett Jones, a great opportunity to drive him in here. Man on third, nobody out. Left side of the infield is even with the bases. Jones is swinging a miss, 0-2. Again, Jones still struggling against left-handed pitching. 3 for 28 entering the game, and he's 0 for 1 tonight, so 3 for 29 against lefties. Now, can that get in a guy's head?
Well, you know, I would say through the first 2+ months of the season, he only had 19 or 20 at bats against the southpaw. So, you know, you just don't get many at bats, consistent at bats at least. He's been playing, you know, against them more recently. But again, it's such a small sample size, and you know, I know Garrett will tell you that he thinks he can hit lefties. Obviously, throughout his career, he's been more successful against righties and lefties. But I think the more you see him, the more you get comfortable.
Well, one thing to consider too, Jose Bautista had been playing out there in the outfield, and now he's at third base for the first time. Eric Thames, the right fielder, victimized by the turf.
And I mean, you can almost excuse it if he's making a play for a ball, you know, coming in, not that familiar, obviously, with the turf, young player. Okay, so he gets fooled and it bounces over his head, but the center fielder, Corey Patterson, I mean, why is he where he is? He's got to get behind him.
That ball is a fair ball. That'll get the run in, and Jones is safe. 4-1 Pirates. Base hit for Garrett Jones.
And once again, pitcher JoJo Reyes not getting over to cover first base. And good job by Garrett Jones with the bouncer putting the ball in play, making the Blue Jays defense make a play with the runner on third. Diaz with the good read. He sees it's going to take the first baseman deeper than he would like, so he could score. And Garrett Jones hustling. Reyes not covering, a base hit.
Ronnie Cedeno had a base hit in the third inning. He's 1 for 1 tonight. So Jones with his fourth hit off of a left-handed pitcher this year, and the third straight hit by the Pirates this inning. One ball, no strike pitch from JoJo Reyes. Jones takes off. The bunt is missed. The throw way off line, and Garrett Jones a stolen base. RNCB having all kinds of problems throwing the baseball down to second tonight.
You know, and again, a big jump by a Pirates runner. And Ronnie Cedeno, does he pull it back? No, he offers at it. You wonder, maybe a missed sign or what have you. You don't normally see a runner stealing and you're bunting at the same time, but needless to say, another runner in scoring position, Garrett Jones.
Pitch to Cedeno. Foul back. Now Garrett broke. He was looking toward the plate.
You know, perhaps a hit and run was on. You don't see the bunt and run very often, if at all.
4-1 Pirate lead. We're in the top half of the fourth. Daniel bounces this one foul.
Watch the jump from Garrett at first base. And with him looking in the whole way, that leads you to believe it was a hit and run.
Here comes the 1-2. Cedeno pokes this one into right field. He is 2 for 2. Jones will stop at third, and the Pirates, with runners at the corners, have had 4 straight hits to start the fourth inning.
Keep the line moving. Ronnie Cedeno gets a pitch out over the plate. His job in this situation, hit the ball to the right side, try to move Jones up. He gets rewarded with a base hit. Obviously, Garrett has to hold up, make sure that ball's not caught by the second baseman, Hill.
A couple of singles for Ronnie Cedeno. Michael McHenry, second time up, struck out the first time. Nice time for a hit here. All started when Lyle Overbay came back against his former teammates and banged one up the middle for a single. Then Matt Diaz a triple, his first since September 13 of last season against the Washington Nationals.
Let's see if McHenry can get a souvenir here. First big league RBI perhaps.
0-1 is popped right back here in front of us. Not going to make the booth. Michael knows he needs to pick things up with runners on base. So far, he's 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Good time to change that right now. It takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially just starting out. That'll go fouling out of play down the right field side. Be a good place to get foul balls tonight if you're in the stands.
Pretty big ballpark.
Just a partial sellout tonight.
Pitch count getting up there.
Nothing in 2 to Michael McHenry out of Knoxville, Tennessee. That's a go for ball 1. He didn't catch much till he got to college. Went to Middle Tennessee State. Played a lot of other positions, but then started to specialize behind the plate in college. Goes down swinging for the second time tonight. So that ends a string of 4 straight hits for the Pirates. Now Alex Presley back up. Presley, his first big league home run in the 3rd inning, a 2-run shot, scoring Cedeno, giving the Pirates the lead at that point. They've since doubled that offensive output. 4-1 advantage in the 4th inning.
Well, let's see if we can cash in here. That's a big run over there at third base.
Sebia stops that one from getting away. 1 ball, no strikes to Alex Presley.
You mentioned this offense of the Toronto Blue Jays, a quick strike offense. Can hit the long ball. Feel fairly comfortable with the way that the Pirates have pitched with a 4-1 lead, but you want to take advantage of every opportunity you can.
Garrett Jones at third base. Ronnie Cedeno at first. 1 man out in the Pirate 4th. Stretch and the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off. Go back to the 3rd inning. Alex Presley activated today, called up, got a promotion from AAA. Bangs this one to deep right field. Ends up in the Pirate bullpen for a 2-run homer. That goes in the memory banks.
No doubt.
Got a piece of it. Stays alive. I remember last September when he did come up. I mean, you talked about some of the things you liked about him, but I remember one thing, sitting with you watching batting practice in the booth before a game one day, you were really impressed with his bat speed.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's not an imposing physical presence, but he handles the bat well and uses the tools he has to be able to excel.
Really uses his hands well. It just and they get through the zone so quickly. I think for young hitters out there, I mean, watching Little League and watching little kids play ball, I mean, you see this, the effort in their swings. They swing so hard, but they use so much of their body. Power comes from hips and hands.
And he loops one into center field. That's going to be a base hit. Jones will score. And the Pirates now with a 5-1 lead. The 3rd RBI of the night for Alex Presley. How do you like that?
I love it. I love it. Alex Presley just been biding his time, just waiting for that opportunity to get up here. That was a fastball in on his hands, but short and quick, tied up. making contact, getting that 5th run home, picking up yet another RBI, and the Bucks aren't done.
Presley at first base now. Jones is in. Pirates have put 3 up here in the 4th inning. 5 runs on 8 hits. 5 of those 8 coming this inning. JoJo Reyes delivering to Chase Darno. Pitching side, ball 1. Darno struck out and walked. Got his first major league stolen base in the 3rd inning. A lot of firsts. 8 guys have made their major league debuts with the Pirates this year.
Just foul. 40% of the roster, the 40% of 25-man roster was not on the opening day roster. There's 10 guys here that weren't here when we broke camp. And again, the credit has to go to Clint Hurdle, Neil Huntington,
One thing,
our scouting staff.
Clint has talked extensively recently about the fact that he now is going to know a lot more about the minor league system than he would have at any time during spring training.
Sure.
Yeah. Because they're being tested under fire now.
It's nice to have depth. And the guys that have come up and gotten opportunities have, for the most part, taken advantage. Player development, the coaches. And you get so many people helping these guys not only get to the big leagues, but be ready to play at the big league level, to excel at the big league level.
Arno to center field. Corey Patterson there. He'll make the catch for the 2nd out. So 2 gone here in the top of the 4th. Pirate fans, we want to hear your questions about the game so far. Text your keyword, that is booth. That's the one we ask you for each night. The keyword is booth, followed by your question and name to 412-412. We'll ask your question to Rock a little later in the game. And remember, message and data rates may apply. So text booth and then your question, 412-412.
Darno getting a lot of fist bumps and attaboys. Hard hit ball. That's the frustrating thing. You hit him. You get a line drive up the middle. It goes for an out. Everything's just about right. He may hit the hardest ball of the inning. And a lot of soft contact here, but the Bucks getting 5 hits.
But as a hitter, do you take the approach that if you keep hitting it hard, eventually they're going to fall in?
They're all going to even out.
Walker a base hit, and Cedeno is going to get waved around. Heading from 1st to 3rd is Alex Presley. He runs well. It's now 6-1 Pirates, and Neil Walker has driven in his 51st run.
Gotta love it. Adding on. Let's not settle for 2. Let's not settle for 3. Let's put up a 4 spot. And again, a little bit off the end of the bat. Not scalded, that ball. Good spot. Running. And just coast on in from 2nd.
Walker is now 1 for 3 tonight. And JoJo Reyes relieved of duty by John Farrell. The pitching change at Rogers Center in Toronto. The Pirates building up a lead of 6-1. Many subscribers from the Weston area in Lewis County, West Virginia. Thanks for rooting on your Pittsburgh Pirates. All of us at Root Sports, and the Pirates value your support. Let's go Bucks. And those folks are seeing a good one tonight as far as the Pirates are concerned. 6-1. Luis Perez checks in for duty.
Let's go Bucks. Let's continue Bucks. Let's just keep pouring it on. It'd be nice to sit back and relax and have a bit of a laugher.
Put your feet up.
Yeah.
Get some food. Well, you might do that anyway. The food part. So JoJo Reyes is 3 2/3. He's still responsible for both Pirate runners at the corners. Alex Presley at 3rd and Neil Walker at 1st. Here's McCutcheon. McCutcheon's the 9th man to come to the plate this inning. He's 0 for 2. I don't think Kutch wants to be left out.
No, absolutely not. Pirate batter, he and McHenry, the only batters not to reach through the first 4.
One pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Perez is 26 years of age. He's out of Monte Cristi in the Dominican Republic. Spent last year in New Hampshire in AA and Las Vegas in AAA. Almost evenly split were his appearances in the minor leagues. And McCutcheon down to third. Bautista goes the short way to retire Walker on the force. But the Pirates strike for 4 runs and lead it 6-1 through 3.5. Kevin Correa now spotted to a 5-run lead. Eric Thames leading off, the right fielder. Takes high for a ball. He was called back up from AAA Las Vegas on the 23rd of June. Hit .352 there. Had 7 home runs. 25 doubles and 45 runs batted in. With the 51s in Las Vegas. You played at that field. It's known as Cape Cashman Field because of the dimensions there. Really launch home run.
That was when they were the Stars as that ball goes out of play. What other names have they had? Is that it?
That's it. The Stars and the 51s.
Should I know why they're called the 51s?
Well, and the next county over is Area 51.
Oh, that's
why they have an alien logo with baseball seams on his head.
Nice. I like it. That's where all the aliens are kept, huh?
Allegedly, yeah. 2-1 is up and away.
Yeah, that was a nice place to hit. Vegas.
Wind picking up on the field. 3-1. And 3-2.
Thames trying to put a quick one up. Coming out of his shoes. See that head snap. A little different than the Presley swing.
Payoff pitch fouled back.
Thames had a OPS over 1. 1.033, which is excellent.
To center field. Now he'll get down for a hit. You mentioned OPS. That's on base plus slugging. Tonight's PNC achievement. Most improved opposition OPS. Pirates 2010 at 830, 714 in 2011. Big difference. Biggest difference in the major leagues. That's our PNC achievement. Brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you.
Miraculous. Great turnaround.
Jose Bautista. He's one of those guys that you don't want to get up and go get a refreshment when he's at the plate.
No. We talked about the big swing of Eric Thames. Joey Bats can let it fly.
He and Mark Teixeira tied for the American League lead, Major League lead in home runs with 23. Even though the Yankees are on top of Milwaukee tonight 7-0, Teixeira does not have a home run. Nick Swisher does. 2-0 pitch. It's in there for a strike.
And Joey Bats pretty disciplined too, as far as he'll take his walks, sees a lot of pitches. And that was a pretty good one to swing at. 2-0. Stance is a little different. See the hands high, almost in front of his face. When he was a youngster in the Pirates minor leagues, I mean, you just see the talent. He just drove the ball good distance, worked the ball to all fields. You see a lot different. You see the knock-kneed, the pigeon-toed.
That'll be a foul ball. Got way out in front of this one.
There you go. It comes back in there, 3-1, and Jose Bautista out in front. There's the leg kick, down early. The head just staying right there, down through it, hitting off that front side.
Payoff pitch from Correa to Bautista, fouled back.
You know, I'm trying to remember the year, but my first year down there, I guess I shouldn't remember the year, 2003. Where he stood out like a sore thumb. Everybody in the minor leagues, I mean, when he took BP, it was different.
Again, the 3-2. This one is launched left center field. That's home run number 24. Two-run shot for Bautista.
This ballpark, that's why I mentioned that last half inning. Important to add on as you see that fastball down in the zone, but out over the plate. Didn't get out as far as Kevin Correa wanted it. And Jose Bautista cuts the lead to 3.
Impressive. Adam Lind fouls it back. Let's look at the pitch.
Now look where McHenry lines up. He started to go out on the outside corner or off the plate, and then that glove comes in towards the heart of the plate. And here you go. Watch Jose's head. It just stays down through it. And there's so much bat speed and violence. When he centers it, it's not staying in any ballpark. But going back to 03, I mean, he started out in Lynchburg, which was high A back then. Had an injury, broke a wrist or a hand, one or the other. Only had 165 at bats. Now this was in A ball, high A ball. As Correa gets that fastball by Lind, and so the Pirates left him unprotected, which you would think. I mean, who's going to take a kid out of A ball after 165 at bats? At that point in time, immaturity. He got hurt after a frustrating at bat.
And Lind is out.
But but not only did he get claimed off rate or get claimed on the Rule 5 draft by Baltimore, then Baltimore had to let him go. Tampa Bay got him. Then Tampa Bay let him go. Kansas City got him. And he went all over the map. And that's how big of a talent he was. It just didn't work out in Pittsburgh. He just never could put it all together.
Yeah, he appeared with 4 different teams in the major leagues in 2004.
And that's after 165 at bats in A ball. No double A, no triple A.
Juan Rivera, pitch outside. So we answered this trivia question last inning. 2010, he became the 4th player in history to record 35 or more doubles, 50 or more homers, and 100 plus walks. Who are the other players? Popped up, and McHenry giving it a look. Overbay calling him off. A lot of foul ground over there by the dugout. Makes the catch for the out. Well, I think you can't overlook the obvious on one of the guys. One guy did it twice.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah, it's got to be Babe Ruth. And then Hack Wilson and Luis Gonzalez.
Luis Gonzalez, yeah. I mean, you think of Barry Bonds, but I don't think Barry Bonds. I mean, obviously he walked 100 plus times. We were talking about it earlier. I didn't think, Bonds hit that many doubles. When he hit the ball in the air, it was out of the ballpark or caught. Hack Wilson, that's a bit of a shock.
1930 with the Cubs. Bautista in very select company in terms of offensive production from his 2010 season, and doing it again this year. Second baseman Aaron Hill. Ball 1. Hill shattered his bat in the second inning with 1 out and Lind at first. He grounded into a double play started by Kevin Correa, the 1-6-3 variety. Ground ball to Cedeno, plays it off the carpet and throws him out. So 2 runs come in Thames base hit, then Jose Bautista goes deep for his 24th. Pirate players to the All-Star game by voting up to 25 times at pirates.com/vote. Log on to pirates.com, cast your ballot today. Vote exclusively at pirates.com/vote. Voting ends this Thursday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Start working on your mouse. Click and click and click and click until they won't let you click anymore. Lyle Overbay, 1 for 2. Strike one. Luis Perez, the left-hander, came on in relief of JoJo Reyes. Reyes charged for all 6 runs. We thought we might see a little home run derby here in Toronto. Started with 3 home runs in the game so far. Presley, a 2-run shot for the Pirates. Encarnacion, a solo homer in the 3rd, and then a 2-run dinger for Bautista at the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 to Overbay.
You come to some of these ballparks, and you just feel like no lead is safe. And you just want to keep adding on.
Overbay now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I would say at one point in time, as you know, Coors Field would probably be regarded as the ballpark that no lead was safe. But since
they've taken the helium out of the baseballs there,
since
the humidor,
put the humidor in, it plays fair.
Overbay down on strikes. Lyle has struck out twice. Sandwiched around a hit.
I think in this ballpark, especially against this lineup, Overbay couldn't pick up the speed and spin of the slider. You get a base runner on, just about anybody in this lineup get the ball at the ballpark. So you just want to scratch and claw, put as many up as you can.
Perez to face Matt Diaz. Diaz takes. Matt 2 for 2. Single in the 2nd inning, and then got his first triple of the season in the 4th inning, driving in Overbay on the play. First triple since last September while a member of the Braves, playing against the Washington Nationals. Diaz swings and misses at the 1-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Diaz the designated hitter tonight. And not necessarily the plan to have Matt be the DH tonight. Alex Presley was being promoted, and chances were very good he was going to be the designated hitter during this series. And Diaz is 3 for 3. So the job description is designated hitter being fulfilled tonight by Matt Diaz.
Driving the ball the other way. You see the ball down and away to watch the head. I just love that. And you see the high finish, just how short and quick that swing is. Down through, back up. Talking about that earlier with Alex Presley. And the younger kids want to just take all this effort and energy and swing as hard as they can. Just whip it through with the hands.
Oftentimes a good part of the bat can help you out. Garrett Jones 1 for 2. Singleton scored in the 4th. Pirates leading 6-3, top of the 5th in Toronto. Chopper goes beyond the dugout. The dugouts are not very big here. Kind of little compartments. Guys are jammed in there too deep.
Cameramen and photographers got a nice cozy area.
Yeah, it's huge too.
Room to roam.
Right down where Lacey is. Yeah. She could play half-court basketball right now.
Lacey. Jones, we were talking about short and quick swings when he's going on, as you'll see the stop here from catcher Aaron Sebia. Just get down, get the glove to the ground. Jones, when he was struggling throughout most of May, there was some violence in his swing, head flying
to the right side, and Hill trying to go the long way, and he forces out the lead runner.
See Diaz getting off and going in hard. Escobar wasn't a big fan, but it's the way it's played. You never know. Don't make it easy on him.
Cedeno, pair of hits and a run scored. That one's outside. Mel Escobar, he was a bright prospect with the Braves, but they were willing to part with him to get Alex Gonzalez. Last July. Diaz bearing down on him hard here.
And you can see Hill's kind of taking his time, just trying to get one. Although Escobar thought maybe he could turn it. And, he thought about it, but Diaz put a stop to it. If you don't want the contact, catch it and get out of the way. If you're thinking of turning it, there will be traffic.
Well, you've got room on either side of the bag. You may as well use it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where there's going to be contact from time to time in the middle. Again, in that particular instance, there wasn't going to be a play at first. You might as well just play it like you're a first baseman at the bag at second.
3-1 now to Cedeno. 2 men out. Jones the runner at first. Pirates leading at 6-3 in the fifth. A 4-run fourth inning. 4 runs on 6 hits. Pirates sending 9 men to the plate, chasing starter JoJo Reyes in the process. In the American League, you don't use your bullpen, I think, as often as you do in the National League, but the Blue Jays use it more than any other American League team. Averaging over 3 relief pitchers used a game. Now, the National League, that's a little bit more common.
And obviously, the starting rotation, not the biggest asset here in Toronto.
Strike 3 to Cedeno. So Perez gets out of the inning. 6-3 Buccos. Six runs on 10 hits for the Pirates. 3 runs, 4 hits, and an error on Toronto. Bottom of the fifth, Kevin Correa pitching with a 3-run lead. Faced Corey Patterson, Edwin Encarnacion, and J.P. Arancibia, the bottom part of the Blue Jays order. Patterson trying to lay one down. Foul ball, strike 1. Patterson 0 for 1. So you guys at the bottom of the Pirates order have 3 at bats. Patterson, the 7-hitter, he's got just 1. Look at Jones, the 7-hitter for the Bucks. He's got 3 at bats. So bottom of the order guys getting more at bats. You're doing better. Right at Presley. Oh, little leap. He makes the catch. Ball didn't want to come down.
Well played. Patterson, he's not a big guy either, and he has some pop in his bat. And that thing just stayed elevated.
One out for Edwin Encarnacion. A solo home run to left field. And he takes a ball. So right now, if you're Kevin Correa, got the lead here. It's the 5th inning. What's his approach?
I mean, you're going to have to stay in the strike zone, I think, first and foremost. You know, and he has been. He has great control. You certainly don't want to be handing out free passes with the power in this lineup. But, you know, you just go out there and hope they hit it at him. Again, pop-ups leave this ballpark. But he's going to execute his game plan, try to keep it down, try to keep the ball on the ground.
Popped up over near the Blue Jays dugout. McHenry and d'Arnaud closing. d'Arnaud had a chance and didn't get it.
Probably not used to having this much foul territory. There's a lot of room here, especially the infield part. And d'Arnaud kind of looked down, see where he was. By the time he picked back up, just couldn't grab it. It's a long way to go. And I think when Chase looked down that last time, he may have lost sight of it a little bit.
Correa's 1-2 pitch. 2-2. I mean, you think that he might have seen McHenry, thought he was a little closer than he was?
Yeah, I mean, as you're coming, it's another thing with the roof open. It is twilight, so it is a little bit tough to pick the ball back up once you're looking up. And Chase obviously was tracking it, but as he got close, it's his play.
Well hit to center field. Going back, McCutchen. He's got room and makes the grab.
Well, that's just a line drive that went almost 400 feet. And as you're looking up, especially this time of the day, when you're looking up, if you don't keep your eye on the ball, you look away, it can get lost in that sky when you look back up there.
That's the CN Tower, which is over on the first base or right field side of Rogers Center.
But that's almost an impossible play for a catcher to make. Go that far from behind home plate. And so I'm sure Chase knows that. It's more his play than the catcher's.
One-0 pitch. And it can be difficult. I know you had experience at this probably more times than you wanted to, but coming from AAA back up to the major leagues, the lights are different. The second deck can affect some things. Third deck here in this particular instance.
And the lights obviously are ouch.
We got him right in the solar plexus.
Yeah, he kind of turned into that. Got elbow and side. You don't usually get hit on that side of your body. That's throwing arm, obviously.
George Poulos, the trainer, out there to work on him quickly.
See, this ball just kept running in on him. He offers at it. Right off the inside of that right elbow.
Yeah, originally I thought it got him on his side.
Yeah, I thought it got him right in the gut.
Well, it did on the deflection, but that's what we saw. We didn't see the initial contact at first.
That's a thing. So often I think it's, actually cut him open a bit. Well, that might have been an earlier brush burn from sliding. It just broke it open. But I know throwing, I mean, man, you're going to feel that for a while. That's not going to go away right away.
Lyle Overbay getting the scoop from Aaron Sebia. 2 out, 1 on. Here's Yunel Escobar at the plate. He has had 2 long and loud outs. 1 to center and 1 to right. He's been hitting the ball rather hard in his first 2 plate appearances. Correa gets ahead, strike 1.
Yeah, but you mentioned about minor leaguers coming up. For one, the lights are so much better. It's so much brighter playing at night in the big leagues than in the minor leagues. The lights, and especially the corner outfielders, may affect them more than anybody else.
Bouncer to Cedeno. He backs up. They go the short way to retire Aaron Seager. We're through 5 at Rogers Center in Toronto. Pirates leading 6-3. Pittsburgh in his second annual Cruise for a Cure to raise awareness and funding for prostate cancer research. His journey begins Friday, July 29th and concludes Sunday, July 31st. Parrot can't do it alone. Support his cruise by donating or pledging money. To donate, visit pirates.com/cruise. It's quite an endeavor by the bird. Goes and makes new friends wherever he seems to go. From Altoona to Pittsburgh and everywhere in between. How about that? Lacey Robin Stan. I guess you're chopped liver, Ron. Me too.
Yeah.
But that's good. Good stuff. Root Sports Signs showing up here in Canada.
It's not just Pirates Nation. They cross borders. And they root.
Perez facing Michael McHenry. One ball and no strikes to Michael. He has struck out twice. We see more and more and more Root Sports Signs as the season goes along. Because I think people have figured out, whether it's home or road, if you have one and hold it up, our camera guys are going to find you.
They will find you.
See, good defense by a Bucko fan. And among the Blue Jay fans, the Pirate fan stands out. One and two to McHenry. One ball, 2-strike pitch from Perez. That's upstairs. 2-2. Two on the way. Strike 3 looking. McHenry's gone down on strikes 3 times. And that's the 3rd strikeout for Luis Perez. Around the minor leagues tonight, 5th inning, Syracuse leading Indy 6-3. John Bacher's gone deep. Altoona, a 6-2 lead over the Arphils. Reading. Starling Marte, 3 out of 3 with a pair of doubles. Pedro Alvarez 1 for 2. This is his first rehab game above the Gulf Coast League. Started with Bradenton tonight, so good to see Pedro back in action.
Single and a run. The run being, I think, the most important thing. Hopefully he is running okay.
Well, he was leading off in that game just to get maximum at bats as quickly as they could, and then they got him out of the ball game. 1 for 2 tonight for Pedro. So now he had a minor neck issue that slowed him up for a few days, but it's been the right quad that he's coming back from. Had a setback when he went down to Florida the first time. Had to get that rested up. And now on his way back. No telling how long he'll stay on a rehab stint at this point in time, but at least you start seeing him playing games there in high A with Bradenton. It's just a matter of time before they move him up a level or two. And he gets back out here at third base. Alex Presley with 3 RBIs tonight. Count is even 2-2. Chase Darno looking for a hit. He's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Why is the D small on Darno?
Because it's not capital. I'll tell you why in a second. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. That's outside. In French, when you have D apostrophe something, it means of.
Oh.
Like DE is the word how you spell of, and when you shorten it with a vowel next to it, you put an apostrophe there.
So it's Chase of Arnaud.
Essentially, yeah. And Presley down on strikes.
Well, Perez coming in doing a pretty good job. And it's effortless. When you watch his release, everything just looks so easy. And you talk about some hand speed and good fastball. Presley, you talked about the good bat speed coming up empty.
Well, Alex back on the dugout bench. 2 men out. Chase d'Arnaud. A 1-ball, no strike count on him. Bouncer to short. Escobar throws him out. 1-2-3 inning. First time since the first inning the Pirates have gone in order. 6-3 Buccos. Sports, we want to show our appreciation by giving you and a guest the opportunity to participate in an exclusive batting cage practice at PNC Park, followed by lunch in the clubhouse. Text the keyword All-Star to 412-412 for your chance to win. Message and data rates may apply. 0-1 to Eric Thames, the right fielder. He's 1 for 2. A long single to left center field in the 4th inning, then rode home for free on the home run by Jose Bautista. Correa looking in at Thames, and the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one belted to right field. Garrett Jones will chase this one off the wall. And Thames is going to try for 3. The relay, Walker's throw, too late. And a triple for Eric Thames, his 2nd of the season.
Man, we've seen some pretty swings here tonight, and Thames just effortless. The hands, and then he turns it on. I don't think he had a chance for 3 here, but like we see with Andrew McCutchen, he got about halfway to 2nd and went into another gear. He's got nice, easy swing. Watch the hands work. Bat just flying through that zone, and Thames get around first, and let's turn it up.
Thames at third base in the first visit to the mound as Ray Sirich, Pirates pitching coach, comes out to visit with Kevin Correa after giving up the leadoff triple. Bullpen working now. Left-hander Tony Watson has been called upon to get loose. Jose Bautista at the plate. Last time up, he dialed long distance.
Scary good. It's almost like he was angry. Like, why'd you throw it there?
The 3-2 pitch downtown, and got his major league leading 24th home run. Watson throwing. And now the pitch coming to Bautista. Did he go around?
Where's the pitch?
And Sonia, the first base umpire, rather, says that he did not go.
I can see them not saying he went around, but it wasn't a bad pitch. I think that's where you got to pitch Jose Bautista.
Got with that one on the inside edge.
Wasn't much different.
Fans off of third base. Pirates a 6-3 lead. Blue Jays batting in the bottom of the 6th. Strike 2 right at the knees.
And I know in the past, you know, if this is a strike, I don't think there's any question that this ball's in the strike zone. You know, but you know, when Jose doesn't think it's a strike, in the past, when he was with the Pirates, and I think it's what affected his career as a Pirate, is, you know, he'd let that strike call affect him the rest of the day, not just the at bat, but perhaps the rest of the day.
1-2, a bouncer. And Darno had a problem. Blue Jays get another run. Just had a problem off the turf and couldn't play the short hop.
Now the in-between hop from Chase. Do you stay back? Do you go get it? He decides to come get it, and that high hop hits him right in the belly. And you get your glove out in front of you, you shorten the hop. He kind of brought that glove in and made it a lot tougher on himself.
Well, Bautista aboard on the error by Chase Darno. 6-4, and the tying run at the plate, and Adam Lind. He's a guy who has been hitting the ball out of the ballpark with frequency lately. 9 home runs here in the month of June. Correa, long pause, now the 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Pirates had the day off yesterday. The Blue Jays did not. They had to fly to Detroit for a single game. Played the Tigers in a makeup game, lost 4-2, and then jetted back here. Tigers manager Jim Leland thrown out of that game in very entertaining fashion.
So I'm guessing you saw that?
Saw it live. 3 balls and no strikes. Nobody out, and Lind represented the tying run, so things getting a little more hairy than the Pirates would like. And they had 2 runs in the 3rd inning on the 2-run home run by Presley, his first as a big leaguer, and then a 4-run 4th inning. Correa delivers his 90th pitch low for ball 4, and that puts the tying run aboard in the 6th. Last night, Jim Leland going crazy on a call that was overturned at first base. It was clearly an out. And now imitating first base umpire. And he goes back to get a little more. He wasn't quite done.
You could say he's never heard of that before.
Well, the play that occurred, one of the Tigers was out at first, but there was no call made at all. They had to defer to the home plate umpire after the original call ended up being safe, saying that the throw came off the bag, which it really didn't when you looked at the replay. And then when Leland was finished with the guys on base, he went and finished up with the home plate umpire before taking his exit and going back to the Tigers clubhouse. His ball club would win 4-2.
Strike out and the pop up from Rivera. We could use a ground out.
Rivera looks at it. 2-0. So Correa digging a little bit of a hole here. He's got a 2-run lead, but nobody out, and the tying run is aboard. Popped him up.
That'll work.
Infield fly. Late call once they saw where it was going to come down. So infield fly rule. And Rivera is out. First and second. Less than 2 outs. Infield fly in effect. Got the first down, and now the forced play still in the infield for Aaron Hill, who grounded into a double play in the 2nd inning.
It'd be nice to get one here. Still got the 2-run lead.
There's a chopper to Cedeno. He will flip to Walker for one. Back to first.
Beautiful.
Double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Kevin Correa. As he gets through 6 innings. We're through 5.5 total here. The Pirates with a 2-run lead. Cedeno, Walker to the turn. And the twin kill finishes off the Jays this inning. Six-four Pirates. Top of the 7th inning. Neil Walker leads off. And Andrew McCutchen and Lyle Overbay. Facing Luis Perez, who has been particularly effective since replacing JoJo Reyes. He has calmed the Pirates down.
One time through, Neil Walker, the only batter he has yet to face. So one time through, pretty clean. Just one hit allowed.
Ground ball left side. Escobar on to first, and there is one out. After the 6th inning came to a conclusion, Kevin Correa shaking some hands in the dugout. So he gets through 6 full and leaves the ball game with a 2-run lead. In spite of giving up 2 home runs and a triple.
Yeah, you know, it didn't seem like he labored a whole lot. I mean, he's only, you know, he had a couple innings where he faced 5 batters. Outside of that, he was pretty clean.
McCutchen fouls this one away. I mean, you'd think at this point he may be done with double barrel action continuing in the Pirate pen.
With the handshake from Clint Hurdle, I think
that's the indicator.
Is the indicator.
That's the international sign for you're done.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice job. Sit down.
Sigh of relief. I'm sure he's happy to be done pitching in this park.
Oh, McCutchen drills one deep to left field. It is gone. A home run for Andrew McCutchen, his 11th. And Andrew, with the long ball, makes it 7-4.
Join the party, Andrew McCutchen. A big offensive night here in Toronto. Andrew pretty quiet until the top of the 7th inning. A breaking ball, watch it hang. That's right where you like it, and somebody as talented as Andrew gets a pitch in that location. It's going to get hit hard.
And now Lyle Overbay was struck out twice, but singled and scored. 1 for 3. Takes strike 1. We looked at our tips to win tonight that you provided for us, John. That was number 1. You got to outslug this team.
Yeah. You're going to score runs here. You're not going to shut this team down here in this ballpark. It's just a scary place to pitch. Kevin Correa, I'm thinking, you know, he's breathing a sigh of relief that his night's over with. That breaking ball just missing. Perez wondering why he didn't get the call, but it's great to answer, though, too. Correa did a great job getting out of that inning after there was 2 on with nobody out after already giving up a run. And then Andrew with the big blast, putting the Bucks back up by 3.
2-2 to Overbay. Rivers Casino tips to win we gave you at the outset of the telecast. Well, Joey Bats had 1 man on when he hit his home run. Encarnacion's put it up in the air. Bouncer, short hop by Lind. And Overbay is out. 2 men go here, the Pirates 7th. Bullpen continuing to work. There's John Farrell and old friend Octavio Dotel is coming back up. 7-4 Pirates. In an interleague game, Edwin Encarnacion goes deep at Busch Stadium, and look at the guy in the bullpen. That's Octavio Dotel doing the home run dance. the fun-loving Octavio Dotel.
Buddha.
So he comes in here in the 7th, and every time he would come in, he was a guy who always took the team bus over. A lot of guys like to cab, sometimes walk, depending on the city. He'd walk in the clubhouse and he would say, "The bus is here.
Bus is here."
And then in St. Louis, ironically enough, the day he was traded, he walked into the clubhouse. Joe Kerrigan, then the pitching coach, pulled him aside, and about 20 seconds later, he walked into the clubhouse and said, "Hey guys, the bus is leaving." He went to the Dodgers. Pirates ended up getting James McDonald out of that deal. With Andrew Lambeau.
Great deal for the Bucks.
Matt Diaz is 3 for 3. No balls, 2 strikes to Matt Diaz. 2 men out. Andrew McCutchen, a solo shot this inning, giving the Pirates a 3-run lead at 7-4. And Dotel's 0-2 pitch. Outside. Octavio Dotel not shy about telling you what's coming. Likes to live with the fastball. He'll throw the slider in there occasionally, but he believes he's a strikeout pitcher. And Diaz lifts this one into shallow right center, but Corey Patterson had him played correctly, and finally Matt Diaz is retired. He's 3 out of 4. Andrew McCutchen, his first hit of the night, and it went a long way to left, giving the Bucks just a little bit more insurance. Home run number 11 for Andrew McCutchen. That's a 3-run Pirate lead. Let's see how it was.
Well, I would think if Bob Walk were to get that message and find out that you can get away with wearing a T-shirt with a tie on the front, that would be his new dress attire, I guess.
Well, he may ask the bullpen guys where they shop for clothes, because
Walkie said he was going to get a clip-on tie. He hasn't done it yet. I'm waiting. I thought he got one. Maybe I thought he might get one for Father's Day.
Could he get like one of those string ties? He could probably get one of those and get away with it. Tony Watson, 9 2/3 innings pitched. ERA under 1. He will face the left-handed hitting center fielder Corey Patterson, who bunts foul.
We got a bow tie on the plane.
Oh, Jeff Karstens, right?
No, Beimel.
Oh, Beimel had one. Well, Karstens had one early in the year, but you're right. Beimel has one. Wasn't it camouflage? I think he had a camouflage tie, and hard to see. 1 ball and 1 strike. Count to Patterson. 1-1 to Patterson. Right in there for a strike. 1-2. So you know these types of ties, your standard issue tie, they're acceptable on the airplane.
Yeah,
acceptable for the dress code. So we can't wear
acceptable, mandatory.
Well, acceptable. They're mandatorily acceptable.
And I'm running out of ties already. They only have so many ties, you know. And
well, we know where there are 7 T-shirts that have the tie printed on them. The bullpen guys have. Maybe we can borrow them next trip.
Losses at root. I don't know if we'll be real happy with that.
This one hit a long way to right, and you can forget about it. Home run derby in Canada tonight. Corey Patterson gets that run right back in the bottom of the 7th with his 6th homer of the year. This is American League Baseball.
Again, not a very big guy, Corey Patterson. Look at it. He couldn't weigh 160 pounds. He's listed as 180, but man, does he generate power. You talk about it again. Bat speed. Hips. Pitch left up out over the plate. And it's not like he hits them on occasion, Corey Patterson. He's hit a bunch in his career. That's his 118th major league home run.
You said it before. Everybody up and down this Toronto lineup can go deep. And that's the way the rosters are built. I mean, we saw the Boston Red Sox in.
Yeah.
Saw the Orioles. You know, this American League Eastern Division, you got to have these kind of guys. Roof open tonight. It is breezy in Toronto. 1-2 pitch. Encarnacion had his home run back in the third inning.
They're hoping his bat will come alive, as he hasn't done much of anything.
It's like it's starting to rain a little bit. It did rain this afternoon, so.
Encarnacion with that home run in the third, his 4th of the year, just his 14th RBI. Third baseman, power position, 14 RBIs in 198 plate appearances, 198 at bats. He's had many more plate appearances, but not a very good ratio for any position, let alone third base.
The old Expos shirt. 3-2 foul back. Well, July 1st is a big day around here. Also, it's a day of nationalistic pride in Canada, Canada Day. But for hockey fans, it's the first day of free agency, which is kind of a holiday for hockey fans here. 3-2, launch to left. And Encarnacion has his second home run. It's now a one-run game. This is like wiffle ball up here.
Well, that's what they do. They try to hit home runs, and you make mistakes, and they hit home runs. And that was an off-speed pitch, a changeup, down out over the plate, and it was crushed.
So Watson taken out of the ball game, and here comes Chris Riesoff. Pirates up by just a run. Home runs for the 4th time this season. Tony Watson gave them both up. Patterson and Encarnacion, and now Chris Riesoff takes over. Tony Watson might be a little shell-shocked after his outing tonight.
This ballpark, and you look at the home runs that were hit. You see Riesoff's numbers. Been pitching better and better of late. You know, Presley's was a breaking ball out over the plate. McCutcheon's a breaking ball out over the plate. Jose Bautista, fastball down outer third. Encarnacion's first home run, a curveball down in the zone. His last home run, the one we just saw, a changeup out over the plate. Patterson, a breaking ball up out over the plate. I think you need to be crowded at this ballpark.
Aaron Sebia facing Riesoff here with nobody out.
You either stay hard down and away for strikes, or elevate under the hands.
Two balls, no strikes. So it's like starting over for Chris Riesoff here. Nobody on, nobody out. Aaron Sebia, the 9-hitter, and then Escobar, the leadoff man, on deck. Riesoff can't find a strike here and starts Aaron Sebia 3-0.
All three pitches about in the same location, but all off the plate.
He's walked him on 4 pitches, and that's the tying run. An ugly start to the bottom of the 7th. Back-to-back home runs followed by a walk. And Riesoff now will face Yunel Escobar. Escobar, the leadoff man And tonight 0 for 3. He's flied out twice. And hit a ground ball out. Escobar has a tendency to hit into the double play. He's hit into 10 of them this year. That's the second most on the ball club. Behind Rivera's 11. The telecast the other day, Bob Walk referred to American League Baseball as softball. He's not a big fan of the American League.
No, I'm not a big fan either. DH.
Changes the way the game is quite a bit.
I'm not exactly sure where that pitch is. Reese-up not real happy about not getting the call. Let's see on the strike zone. Just a bit off.
Milwaukee Brewers tonight finding out what it's like to go back to the American League. Yankees leading 11-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Mark Teixeira's hit a home run to tie Jose Bautista with 24. So Bautista's lead in the majors didn't last very long. 1 ball and 1 strike to Escobar. Pirates a slim 7-6 lead. One pitch to Escobar. 2-1.
Perhaps trying to be a bit too fine. Watching the signs there for that last pitch. Michael McHenry rather, giving Chris Reese-up a series of signs, which is a bit odd with a runner just on first. This isn't good.
3 balls and 1 strike. Bullpen has been very, very reliable for the Pirates, and Kevin Correa sitting as the pitcher of record right now. He's got to be chewing his fingernails in the dugout.
Not a good place to pitch behind in the count.
Well, first, fans here don't like it very much. That's the way it goes.
Aaron Sebia has not attempted a stolen base.
3-1 coming from Reese-up. That's ripped down the third baseline. This is trouble. Aaron Sebia is going to be held at third. And now, not only is the tying run 90 feet away, but the go-ahead runs at second on a double by Yunel Escobar.
Not a good place to pitch when you're behind the count. You're down 3-1. You're going to come right at him. And that's exactly. Oh, that's off the glove. Or d'Arnaud almost coming up with that line drive. It was just hit so hard he couldn't get off his feet. Just right over d'Arnaud's head. But it was smoked. A 3-1 fastball enter third. That's where Escobar was looking.
Another visit from Ray Searage. And it'll take a Houdini act now. Nobody out. And a Houdini act to preserve a decision for Kevin Correa.
Yeah, and you got a dangerous part of the lineup as Jose Veras loosens. Thames has swung the bat well tonight. He's no easy out. You're certainly not thinking about loading the bases here with Jose Bautista. Maybe if you can strike Thames out, maybe get him to pop up, then you could pitch around Bautista. Take your chances with Adam Lind.
Score is brought to you by the Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Rays have tied up the Reds. Astros have fallen behind. They went ahead 1-0 in that game. Rangers stormed back. Phillies blanking the Red Sox right now. So big time in the game here for the Pirates, and got to find a way to get 3 outs without letting a run in. Going to be tough as part of the order. Eric Thames, the second hitter, who takes a strike. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Scored 2 runs, single and a triple. Most road wins by a Pirates pitcher by the end of June since 1920. Kevin Correa, Steve Blass, Don Robinson, Cy Blanton, and Burley Grimes, all with 7 apiece. You got to go back to 1921. Wilbur Cooper had 8. And unless Chris Rhysop can pull off some magic here and the Pirates can hold him down, Kevin Correa may not get his 8. We'll see.
Clint Hurdle not conceding anything, not playing for a tie. He's playing to win. He has his infield in halfway all the way around. No chance you'll see Aaron Sebia break on a ball on the ground unless it goes through.
Nothing, and 2 to Thames. And he got him.
Well, you got the strikeout. Now you can work your way around Jose Bautista. Nothing fancy. Chris Rhysop. Fastball.
Well, first base open, and they will walk Jose Bautista, much to the chagrin of this Blue Jays crowd. Adam Lind, the cleanup man, will be the guy they'll get to. Let's set up the force play here with 1 out. Bautista, a 2-run home run in the 4th. Clint Hurdle talked about when he was manager of the Rockies, when Barry Bonds would come in with the Giants, he said at first they didn't walk him. He said, and then he hit a number of them out of the yard, then they started walking him.
Sometimes you have to find out the hard way.
The way the balls are flying out of the yard tonight, Pirates don't want to give Bautista that chance. So the intentional walk by Rhysop puts Bautista aboard. The bases are full of Blue Jays for the first time tonight. Adam Lind, who is 1 for 2 with a walk. And Jose Veras is going to face Adam Lind. Tight spot here in Toronto. Bottom of the 7th, a 1-run lead. The Bucs take on the Astros at a 1:35 matinee. All fans receive a Chuck Tanner floppy hat presented by Trip Total Media. The reversible hat features a number 7 star patch honoring Chuck. For your tickets, visit Pirates.com. It's tan on the inside with a black P, and it also has the number 7 star on both sides. You get the reversible floppy. That's Monday against the Houston Astros. 1:35, the first pitch. John Wayne and Lacey Collins. I'm Tim Mefford. Here is Jose Veras. He comes on with the bases loaded and 1 man out in the bottom of the 7th with a 7-6 game. He will face Adam Lind. Tying run at third. Go ahead run in scoring position at second base. Lind has only grounded into 3 double plays. I guess he's due for one.
Hopefully, more of a fly ball hitter than a ground ball hitter.
1 ball, no strikes to Lind. 1 for 2 tonight. And Veras pitch. That's up high, 2-0. Now a 2-0 pitch. Lind's just going to be sitting dead red, isn't he?
You would think you got to make a pitch in a good location. Certainly I would think he'd be looking for a fastball in an area he likes it, whether it be down and in or up and away.
.352 career with the bases full. And this one ripped right to Overbay. Double play.
Wow.
Oh, how do you like that?
I love it. Awesome stuff.
Oh, and Kevin Correa's got to be smiling somewhere in that Pirate dugout. As Adam Lind lines into an inning-ending double play made by the man whose job he took here in Toronto. 7-6 Pirates. Stepping on first, getting the double play and keeping the score at 7-6. Now, new pitcher on for the Blue Jays, right-hander Sean Camp.
Camper, former Bucko minor leaguer Sean Camp.
Camp will face Garrett Jones, Ronnie Cedeno, and Michael McHenry, the bottom part of the Pirates order. Strike one to Garrett. Jones with a base hit tonight, 1 for 3. Also scored. Drove in a run in the 4th inning. His 28th RBI of the season. And a foul ball. That pitch was on the outer half of the plate. Garrett got a little bit of it. Now he's behind in the count, 0-2. Got to put up some runs.
Yeah, you got to keep slogging.
0-2. And this one a rip foul. Yeah, if you don't, the Blue Jays are just going to hit home runs.
Yeah.
6 home runs in the game tonight, 4 of them by Toronto.
Well, the big thing with the home run and allowing the home run, 3 of the 4 solo shots.
Rip it and rip it baseball. Jones a tapper. Hill will take it off the bounce. 1 out. Well, we take a look at our Home Depot doing more on defense. And right here, Lyle Overbay doing a lot with the tying run at third and the go-ahead run in scoring position. Adam Lind lines into the double play. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Right place, right time. You throw strikes, you never know. They'll hit it at somebody. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Ronnie has 2 hits and 3 trips to the plate. Singled in the 3rd, singled and scored in the 4th. Hitting .246 currently. Ronnie hasn't gone deep since late May in Chicago against the Cubs. He's got that kind of power. Do we see it in batting practice? He's got great power at 5 o'clock.
I literally got the binoculars out this afternoon to see who was hitting them today, and it was Ronnie. I mean, 3rd level.
Wow. Strike call, 2-2.
Ball. Camp throws a wiffle ball. I'm not exactly sure if that last pitch was a fastball or not, but the movement was ridiculous. He got a sharp curveball. Changes speeds. Doesn't throw very hard. He was around in the minor leagues for a long time before his first call up. "28 years old before he was called up for the first time by the Kansas City Royals in 2004.
Payoff pitch coming to Cedeno. He walked him. 1 out walk, and the Pirates have a base runner in the 8th.
Usually pretty good control for Camp. And Ronnie Cedeno usually pretty tough to walk. Camp only has 8 walks on the year in 34 innings, and 3 of them were intentional.
Oh for 3 tonight. Gone down the same way each time. Strikeout. Quick throw to first, and Cedeno covering his head. much time.
Wants to make sure he got the signs right. It appears Ronnie's last at bat that probably missed a sign as Garrett Jones took off stealing and Ronnie squared the bunt.
Well, Cedeno takes off and Arancibia throws him out.
And I was going to say, usually when a base runner or a batter calls timeout to get the signs, it's usually because something was on. And, you know, one way you're going to tip anybody off. And I think that's what's happened. When Ronnie Cedeno, you don't see it very often where a base runner calls timeout to see the signs over again. And obviously something was on. And
Clint Hurdle saying something to Cedeno there. Maybe something along the lines about what you were just talking about.
Yeah, maybe something wasn't on. Maybe something was on, then he called timeout, and then he took it off. I don't know, but
well, and the Blue Jays were going to get a free look regardless, calling the pitch out, whether he won or not. 2-0 to McHenry. 2 men out now as Cedeno out on the bases. Races the base runner. Two-1 coming. Sebia setting up on the outside corner. Pitch is too far off the plate. 3-1. Maybe Camp will replace the base runner with McHenry here. Alex Presley due up next.
Maybe he'll throw one over the heart and McHenry will get a hold of it.
He swings and grounds it to right field. And McHenry with a 2-out single. So in effect, the base runner replaced, but with 2 outs. And Alex Presley, who in his 2011 debut tonight hit his first major league home run, his first big league RBI, 2 of them in the 3rd inning. He's driven in 3 tonight, had an RBI single in the 4th inning as well. And last time up in the 6th, went down swinging. 3rd inning. Off of JoJo Reyes. Ended up in the Pirate bullpen. Just his 2nd at bat this season. He goes yard.
Hank Aaron's old number. Reggie Jackson's old number. And between the 3 of them, they got well over 1,200 home runs.
Yeah. Alex added the extra one. Who knows? Might have put him over the top. Some sort of milestone. Top of the 8th inning. 2 men out, 1 on. Camp pitching to Alex Presley, last year's minor league player of the year. And he goes right to Bautista. No runs a hit, 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 7-6 Pirates. And Sky Blast featuring 38 Special in concert Saturday, July 9th after the Pirates take on the Cubs at 7:05. Don't miss this classic American rock band perform all of their biggest hits, including Hold On Loosely and Caught Up in You, while Zambelli fireworks light up the Pittsburgh skyline. Tickets going fast. Get yours now at Pirates.com. 38 Special in concert. Cubs and Pirates Saturday, July 9th. Jose Veras trying to hold on tightly here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Ideally, you'd like to get through this inning 3 up, 3 down.
Juan Rivera 0 for 3. Then it will be the second baseman Aaron Hill and the center fielder Corey Patterson. Those are the scheduled hitters against Jose Veras.
You know, ideally, I mean, you want to get every inning taken care of 3 up, 3 down, but you know, no free passes. Let's stay away from Joey Bats in the 9th. And if we get through this inning quickly, Then you're dealing with 8-9-1 for the bottom of the ninth.
There's 1-0. Foul straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Almost. Almost getting Bill Welke back there behind the plate.
Had a lot of movement on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he's got the right mask for Canada. He's got the hockey goalie mask. Hockey Hall of Fame just down the street from our hotel here in Toronto. They announced their class today.
Well, I don't think that one would quite work for a goalie. I mean, I got the idea, but where the eyes are, yeah.
You can get a puck in there.
Yeah.
Well, they used to not wear masks until Jacques Plante first donned the mask.
Smart man. There's no ball getting through that part, but I'm certain a puck could get through there. One and 2 to Juan Rivera.
Blocked by McHenry. Should I say save?
Save me. If there was a runner on, we'd call it a save.
I was saying earlier, if the Blue Jays came out and played their games on skates on an ice rink, this place would be full tonight. 2-2 delivery from Veras. Chopper foul just beyond the Blue Jays dugout on the third base side. Picked up a sports page today in one of the papers. It took 6 pages start the cover all the way through 6 pages before you could get anything on baseball. It was all hockey. The 28th of June.
Love the sport.
Two ball, 2 strike pitch to Rivera. Chopper to third. Short hopped. Played nicely this time by Darno. And he's got Rivera 1 out in the Blue Jays' 8th. Earlier in the game, we asked you to text the booth, and Stan has a text for you, John. How did you have to adjust your game when playing on turf?
Well, I think as an infielder, you felt pretty confident you were going to get a good hop. It was just a matter of trying to avoid that. With Chase right there, he kind of got himself caught in between. I think you have a little more time because the ball's going to get to you quicker. As far as throwing it and everything else like that, but you're going to get a truer hop for the most part, but it's going to get to you quicker as well. So you always had to be on your toes, which you're always going to do anyhow. But every now and again you got to adjust to the top spin. You'll have some balls hit with top spin, and after they bounce, they'll spin the other way, back spin. But usually the hops are pretty true. When playing the outfield, obviously, if you weren't going to catch it, you had to stay behind the ball a little bit longer.
Hill pops it up shallow center. Here comes McCutcheon. Can of corn for him. 2 out. We should mention and qualify for those who don't know. Most do. John had 99 straight games in the big leagues without an error. And who's the other guy? Jeff Cirillo.
Yep, Cirillo tied it.
Share the major league record. But a lot of those games you played were on the carpet.
Yep, no question. And that was the other thing on the corners. Oh, in the middle too, I guess sometimes. That dirt spot, that cutout spot, man, it always played some mind games on me. The seams there. There was a dead spot at Three River Stadium, like right behind the dirt right here. There was a dead spot. It would hit and not come up and just roll. Scared to death of that.
Patterson to right field. Jones has it measured up. And Veras retires the Blue Jays 1-2-3 in the 8th. To the 9th we go in Toronto. John Roush coming out. Tip It and Rip It baseball tonight here in Toronto. The Nissan Road ahead tomorrow night. Join us for the pregame, 6:30. Also Thursday night. And then 4 in 3 days from Washington. Saturday, game 1 is radio only. Back on Root Sports for game 2, Saturday night. Chase Darno bunts foul, facing a new reliever. Big, tall right-hander John Roush. Pirates up by a run here in the top of the 9th inning.
Darno, the only one without a hit.
He can change that right here. Roush had been with the Minnesota Twins before ending up with Toronto. Rajai Davis, the new center fielder, with Corey Patterson moving over to left field. So defensive changes for John Farrell's team. And there he is, big John Roush.
6'10". The ball, doesn't really come out of his hand like you would think.
Well, 6'10" on a 10-inch mound. That's a tall guy.
The downhill plane here, Tim. He has more downward plane than most. And from right there, probably some 7.5 feet.
You're a big fan of that downhill plane, aren't you?
8.5 feet. He left that ball. He let that ball go about 8.5 feet. That came about 6 inches across the plate. It's not going to get a much bigger differential than that.
Darno pops it up right side. Aaron Hill will make the catch. 1 out for the Pirates in the 9th.
See Roush almost getting to the end of the dirt. He's probably about 54 feet, maybe 53 feet when releasing that ball.
Roush had been with Arizona, and prior to that the Washington Nationals. Had some time with the White Sox too. 1 out for Neil Walker. Walker has a hit in 4 trips to the plate. RBI single, got his 51st run batted in the 4th inning tonight. That was the big inning when the Pirates sent everybody to the plate. There's Joel Hanrahan, a former teammate of John Roush's in Washington in 07 and 08 and 09. So MC Hanrahan getting ready to work in the bottom of the 9th inning. Walker solidly hit down to second base. Hill up with it. 2 gone for the Pirates in the 9th. Andrew McCutchen, who homered in the 7th inning for his only hit of the ball game, hit this one well. He launched it out of here.
And he got the hanger.
And this home run has been the difference in the game in terms of the score. That was the 7th run that came across. Gave the Pirates a 3-run lead at that point until the bottom of the 7th. Tony Watson came in, faced 2 men, Patterson and Encarnacion. They both hit home runs to make it a 1-run game at 7-6.
So if the game ends at 7-6, if it was hockey, Andrew McCutchen would be given he would be considered for the game-winning goal, right? The game-winning score.
Right, he'd be the #1 star.
Right, but in baseball, he will not be credited with the game-winning RBI. Not that they keep that as an official stat anymore, but
1-1, and this one is hit high and foul out of play on the right side.
it would be Alex Presley who would be considered, or who would be, I guess, responsible for the game-winning hit. Way back in the 3rd, the home run that put the Bucks up 2-0. Never trailed since.
They've not trailed, and the game hasn't been tied. 2-2 to McCutchen. Andrew batting with 2 outs, nobody on. Alex Presley, big night. His 2011 debut. He was a September call-up last year. Played in 19 games for the Pirates. But tonight, 2 out of 5 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. Count stays even to Kutch. Encarnacion, Arancibia, and Escobar, 8-9-1, due up for Toronto in the bottom of the 9th inning. They will face Joel Hanrahan. Three and 2.
See if Andrew gets another fastball here. Nice to see him put up another quick tally. Hang it.
And Rouse strikes him out. Pirates gone in order. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. It's hammer time in Toronto. Encarnacion in the 3rd inning. Went deep. Hit that one off of Kevin Correa. That was his 4th home run of the year. But he wasn't done. The 2nd of back-to-back jacks coming in the 7th. He nearly matched his entire home run output. Came in hitting just 3 home runs in the season. He's got 2 tonight. And he will lead off here in the bottom of the 9th inning against Joel Hanrahan. Xavier Paul in for defense in right field, replacing Garrett Jones. So Joel Hanrahan, 22 out of 22 in save opportunities. Will he get his 23rd?
He's been about as unhittable as you can be of late. At the bottom of the order, 8, 9, then 1.
Encarnacion fouls this one away. 0-1 to count. If Hanrahan can pick up this save, he would put himself in a tie with the league leaders in saves with 23. That's Brian Wilson of San Francisco and Houston Street of Colorado. San Francisco's in the 2nd game of a doubleheader today, but Wilson didn't have any impact on the outcome of the 1st game. Chopper to 3rd base. Darno fields it in fair ground and throws him out. 1 down. In case you missed it around Major League Baseball today and tonight, take a look at some of the news and notes around the game. Josh Johnson on the disabled list. He'll seek another opinion from Dr. James Andrews. Derek Jeter ran today. Is 6 shy of 3,000. He's been on the DL since the 14th. Daniel Schlereth allowed 2 grand slams against the Mets. First time by any pitcher since 2008. And 3rd consecutive complete game shutout. Cliff Lee downs the Red Sox 5-0. There's a bouncer to short. Cedeno will throw out Arancibia. And the Pirates are now an out away from ending a 13-game losing streak on the road in American League parks.
Boy, and you got to love the way Joel Hanrahan's doing it, pounding the strike zone. The hitters, the Toronto hitters, they don't want to see the slider, so they're going up there hacking at the fastball, and Joel Hanrahan putting it in a good location to get weak contact. Obviously, when you're throwing as hard as Joel does, hard to center the ball, but chance for a 4-pitch save here.
Pitch to Escobar. Fastball in for a strike at 98 miles an hour. How many kilometers an hour is that?
150.
Definitely triple digits. 0-1, and there's a chopper over the mound. A high bouncer. Cedeno plays it barehanded, and he's late with the throw. Nothing he could do about that. That was like a fly ball. So with 2 outs, the Blue Jays have the tying run aboard. And the number 2 man coming up, Eric Thames.
I don't think there's anything Ronnie could have done. Unless he got that hop before it bounced the 2nd time. That was about it. And Escobar obviously batting leadoff, runs good, but this is the guy you have to get here. Eric Thames.
And lurking in the on-deck circle is Jose Bautista. 2 outs, 1 aboard. Hanrahan pitching to Thames. And he gives him strike 1, 96.
Outfielders are deep, trying to cut any ball off that goes towards the gap. You see Darno on the line at third. Overbay will stay close to the line at first.
One ball, 1 strike.
That's another reason why this is big right here. Why, you know, Jose Veras at 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 8th, because you'd be facing Jose Bautista. Thames barely checking his swing.
Hanrahan ready to deliver the 1-1. And Thames, strike 2. Foul ball. And the Blue Jays down to their final strike. And Hanrahan trying to ring it up here. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down.
I think if you can elevate it, they got Thames to strike out with 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out in the 7th on a high fastball.
1-2's high.
A little too high.
Good thing McHenry's got some springs.
Yeah, maybe McHenry, that's what he was thinking right there. Let's see if we can get him to chase again.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Hanrahan ready to go. Fouled off. Thames hit a triple back in the 6th inning, a single in the 4th. Each time he's been on, he's scored a run. 2 for 4. Number 1. The 2 ball, 2 strike offering. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the Pirates win game 1, 7-6. And end a 13-game road losing streak against American League teams.
Boy, was there any doubt? Joel Hanrahan in the 9th inning, and Jose Veras. Let's not forget the job he did in the 8th. But wow, after some shakiness as the Toronto Blue Jays kept coming back into this ball game, Veras, now Hanrahan, 23rd save, high heat by ya.
He is among the leaders in the National League. Outstanding. Kevin Correa gets his 10th win and is the first Pirate since Wilbur Cooper in 1921 to have 8 wins by the end of June. How do you like that? 7-6. Pirates get the win. Stand by. Pirates post game coming up.